Hello, I am Pooja Patil and today's date is 27 July and today's topic is multithreading. Multithreading means a process of executing multiple threads simultaneously. Thread is a lightweight process, the smallest unit of processing. Multiprocessing and multithreading both are used to achieve multitasking. We use multithreading then multiprocessing because the thread use a shared memory area. They don't allocate separate memory areas, no, so save memory. And context switching between the thread take less time than process. Java multi-threading is mostly used in game animations. Then advantages of multi-threading so means it does not block the users because threads are independent and you can perform multiple operations at the same time. Then you can perform many operations, so it is save time. Threads are independent, so it does not affect the threads. So if an exception occurs in a single thread, so then which is the multitasking. Multitasking is a process of executing multiple tasks simultaneously. We use the multitasking to utilize the CPU. Multitasking can be achieved in two ways. First one is a process based multitasking. Second one is a thread based multitasking. First one is a process based multitasking. Each process has an address in memory. Then each process allocates a separate memory area. A process is a lightweight. Cost of communication between the process is high. Switching from one process to another requires some time for saving and loading registers, memory maps, updating a list. Then thread based multitasking. Thread share the same address space. Thread is a lightweight. Cost of communications between the thread is low. Then threads. Then what is the thread in Java? Thread is a lightweight process, the smallest unit of processing. It is a separate part of execution. So thread are independent. If there occurs exceptions in one thread, it does not affect other threads. It uses a shared memory area. Then a thread is executed inside the process. There is a context switch in between the threads. There can be multiple processes inside the OS and one process can have a multiple threads. Then at a time one thread is executed only. Then Java thread class. Java provides thread class to achieve thread programming. Thread class provides constructor and methods to create and perform operations on thread. Thread class extends object class and implements runnable interface. Then Java thread methods means start methods. It is used to start the executions of threads. Then run methods. It is used to action for the threads. Then sleep methods means it sleeps a thread for the specified amount of time. Then current threads means it returns a reference to the currently executing thread objects. Then join methods means it waits for a thread to die. Then great priority methods means it returns the priority of the threads. Set priority methods, it changes the priority of the threads. Then get name methods means it returns the name of the threads. Then set name methods means it changes the name of the threads. Then get id, it returns the id of the threads. Then is alive methods means it tests if the thread is alive. Eld methods means it causes the currently executing thread objects to pause and allow other threads to execute temporarily. Then suspend methods means it is used to suspend the threads. Then resume methods, it is used to resume the suspended threads. Then stop methods, it is used to stop the threads. Then uh, destroy methods, it is used to destroy the thread group and all of its subgroups. Then is daemon methods, it tests if the thread is a daemon threads. Set daemon methods means it marks the thread as a daemon or user threads. Interrupt means it interrupts the threads. Is the interrupted methods means it tests whether the thread has been interrupted. Then interrupted methods mean it tests whether the current thread has been interrupted. Then active count methods means it returns the number of active threads in the current thread group. Check access methods means It determines if the currently running thread has a permission to modify the threads. Then hold lock methods means it returns true if and only if the current thread holds the monitor lock on the specified objects. Then dump stack methods means it is used to print a stack trace of the current thread then to the standard. Then get stack trace methods means it returns an array of stack trace elements representing the stack dump of the threads. Then enumerate methods means it is used to copy every active thread group and subgroup into the specified array. Then get state methods it is used to return the state of the threads. Get thread group methods means it is used to return the thread group to which this thread belongs. To string methods means it is used to return a string representation of this thread including the thread name, priority and thread groups. Then notify methods means it is used to give the notification for only one thread which is waiting for a particular objects. Notify all methods means it is used to give the notification to all waiting threads of a particular objects. Then set context class loader methods means it sets the context class loader for the thread. Get context class loaders means it returns the context class loader for the threads. Get default uncaught exception handler means it returns the default handler. Invoke when the thread abruptly terminates due to an uncaught exceptions. Set default uncaught exceptions handlers means it sets the default handler. Invoke when a thread abruptly terminates due to an uncaught exceptions. Then which is the using for the then threads. Then life cycle of a thread. A thread can be in a 4 state in thread life cycle in Java. Java runnable, non-runnable and terminated. There is no running state. The life cycle of the threads in Java is controlled by JVM. The Java state that are as follows. First one is a new state and second one is a running. And the third one is a running state and fourth one is a block state and terminated state. Firstly a new state that's the thread is in new state if you create an instance of thread class but before the invocation of start methods. Then runnable methods means the thread is in runnable state after invocation of start methods but the thread scheduler has not selected it to be the running thread. Then running thread method. Running threads means the thread is in running state if the thread scheduler has selected. Then non-runnable. This is the state when the thread is still alive but is currently not eligible to run. Then terminated. A thread is in terminated or dead state when its run method exists. Then the creating threads. Then how to create a threads? There are two ways to create a threads. First one is by extending thread class and second one is by implementing runnable interface. Thread class provide constructor and methods to create and perform operations on threads. Thread class extends object class and implements the runnable interface. Then commonly use thread class run methods means it is used to perform action for threads. Then start methods means starts the executions of the thread. JVM calls the run method on the threads. Sleep methods causes the currently executing thread to sleep. Then join method wait for a thread to die. Then join wait for a threads to die for the specified milliseconds. Get priority means returns the priority of the threads. Then set priority changes the priority of the thread. So get name methods means returns the name of the thread. Set name changes the name of the thread. So set name changes the name of the threads. So then current threads return the reference of currently executing threads. Then get id returns the id of the threads. Then get state method return the state of the threads. Is alive methods test if the thread is alive. End methods means causes the currently executing thread objects to temporarily pause and allow other threads to execute. Suspend methods means it is used to suspend the threads. Resume methods it is used to resume the suspended threads. Then stop methods, it is used to stop the threads. Boolean is daemon methods. Test if the thread is daemon threads. Then uh, set daemon methods means marks the thread as a daemon or user threads. Then interrupt methods, interrupts the threads is interrupted. Test if the thread has been interrupted. Then set boolean interrupted method. Test if the current thread has been interrupted. Then runnable interface means the runnable interface implemented by any class. Then instance are intended to the executing by threads. Runnable interface have only one method name return. Then it is used to perform action for thread. Then starting a thread, start methods. Thread class is used to start a newly created thread. It performs the task new thread starts. Then second one is the thread move from new state to the runnable state. When the thread gets a chance to execute its target run method will run. Then that's why